Once there was an explosion, a bang which gave birth to time and space. Once there was an explosion, a bang which set a planet spinning in that space. Once there was an explosion, a bang which gave rise to life as we know it. And then came the next explosion.
Starting to talk about this game, I kind of want to give some backstories to what this game is and what it is about. Death Stranding is a game that was released the November 8th of 2019, and it takes place in an apocalyptic United States in an aftermath of a big explosion called the Death Stranding, which caused spectre-like creatures from a realm between life and death to be roaming the earth. You can also call these creatures BTs. You control a character called Sam Porter Bridges that works for a company called Bridges that has the primary mission to rebuild the United States of America by sending the main character on a mission to go to the fractured and isolated colonies that remain, and reconnecting them via a wireless communications network. Also, I kind of forgot to tell you, but there's these bridge babies, short for BBs, that are basically what helps you see and detect these BTs that I told you about.
Funny poopies, la 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 la. Funny poop.
One of the main factors that has divided many people on this game, in my opinion, is its gameplay. All the videos of explaining why people quit playing the game are because of the gameplay. Some say, no, not some, all of them, all the videos I watch say that it's basically a walking simulator. Now, as I said before, the game's core gameplay is based around delivering packages to clients. By sending packages to your clients, you end up convincing them to join the UCA, which is what I told you about earlier on in this video. That is a network that connects people all around the country, whether they're close or not. So in other words, the UCA serves as a way to reconnect the country from the Death Stranding. There's also the BTs, which I previously mentioned. They play into the horror factor of the game. Throughout a big portion of the game, all you can do is either run or evade the characters, BTs, sorry. And yeah, you can't really fight them that much because the first 20 hours or so are about running away from them because you can't really defend yourself from them. What I find very interesting is that if you get caught by these BTs, you get sucked into their own dimension and then end up being forced to run away or fight a type of BT known as a catcher. Now, if this catcher catches you, you basically die and then you explode. This is something called voidfall. That's why bodies in this world have to be incinerated before they blow up and end up causing an explosion resulting in a huge crater. Essentially, voidfall is when souls travel into our reality, and the beach is your own personal afterlife, where you're trapped. Unless you've died with several people in a disaster, several people can be trapped in one beach. If you kind of have difficulty with understanding what the beach is just think of it as a very similar idea of purgatory in a Christian meaning. PTs are essentially ghosts that are linked to that beach and connected to our world by umbilical things known as strands. PTs essentially can't see us and we can't see them, but you can hear them if you're a special type of human that is called dooms. Now, dooms are something that blurs the line between reality and the beach, essentially giving powers to the main character that has also this ability. This is partially explained by a substance called ceruleum, which is what the UCA uses to have their own version of the internet, which is also what keeps people connected through being part of the UCA. However, if this is used too much in one place, it can cause these storms called timefall, which ages rapidly everything that it practically touches. And also, makes the line between reality and the beach unclear, causing BTs to come out. And last but not least, there's also another type of enemy in the game. There's mules. Mules are a terrorist group that steal your cargo and other Bridges members' cargo. These mules are located in campsites that have high currency of materials and supplies due to them killing and stealing like all the time. This can be a very fun part of the game, considering that the first hours of the game you don't really have much guns or stuff you can defend yourself with. You only have like this kind of noose that you can go behind them with and knock them out, or you can fist fight them up front. And yeah, it has a lot of variety, and later the game introduces the guns, which, yeah, it's a lot of variety. However, not all that is necessarily good, and this is mostly due to the controls in the game. In terms of fist fighting, you can do a basic combo like punch him repeatedly and break your guard, then punch him repeatedly again to knocking them out. But what makes it very interesting is that you can mix it up by tackling or dodging, and then attack them from behind so you don't have to break their guard. Now, for the weapons in the game, while, as I said before, there's a lot of variety, I just didn't really find much enjoyment with the guns. The problem with weapons in this game is that they might be useful, but not really fun to use, and this is because of the controls. They're really clunky and all over the place. I won't discuss, so yeah. Let's just say the controls are really bad. So in conclusion, the combat is pretty good, has a lot of variety, not all of that is good, but hey, the fist fighting and the physical combat was pretty good in my opinion. Well, I can't say much about the story since I haven't really finished the game. However, this is a non-spoiler review, so I'm keeping this as discreet as possible. The story in this game, while being flawed, has some really great moments of emotion that hit hard. The only part of the story that I really didn't care for at all was this subplot. But I'm not really mentioning it because it has very little importance to the story, so let's just exclude that. The game has moments of true horror. I can't really say when, but it was when a character was introduced. So far the main character has a lot of potential to grow. As of now, he's an okay character. I think my biggest issue or gripe with him is how he stays so quiet for a lot of the cutscenes. He's not the type of reserved and decisive main character that stays quiet for a good reason. He's the type of main character who just doesn't say anything whatsoever because he just does not know what to say or does not have an opinion on anything. There are relationships, however, that I really found myself coming back to, that I really like. One of those being him and his BB unit, and their son and father relationship. There's other characters that I really like so far, like Mama, Fragile, or Higgs, and others that I can't talk about for, again, spoiler purposes. In conclusion, Death Stranding is a very divisive game. Do I think this is a walking simulator? In my opinion, it's a both yes and no. Since the game is based around delivering packages, and yes, there's combat and horror added to the game, but the main course is based around delivering and reconnecting the country. So if you finish watching the video and you're still not interested in this game, then this is probably not for you.